All right. Again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our first ever Project Dunganon Scholars Conference 2020. Again, good afternoon, everyone. To give us an opening remarks, let us all welcome our very own Scholarship Unit Officer, Mr. Albert Saison.
Ms. Suzette D. Gaston, NWTF Executive Director, Ms. Corazon A. Henares, President, Dunganon Bank Incorporated, Mr. Galbert Stefan Maramba, Assistant Director for Operations and Product Development, Mr. Antonio Moncopa, Vice Chairman and CEO of East West Banking Corporation, Mr. Manuel Margate, formerly the Client Services Department Head, colleague, NWTF Project Dunganon Alumni Scholars, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am Albert Saison, NWTF Education Unit Officer, and it is my privilege to welcome you all to this entire momentous event. Today marks the first ever Project Dunganon Scholars Conference, and we are proud to see you all virtually at this moment. Before we get started, on behalf of NWTF management, staff, and the Client Services Department, we would like to express our sincerest gratitude to Mr. Gerson Ganza, organizing head, members of the organizing committee, and the entire scholars who made this conference possible. In today's event, the scholars purposely organized this event to connect Project Dunganon scholars around the world, to organize the PD Scholars Circle and elect the charter officers, to update employment status of all Project Dunganon scholars, to know the impact of NWTF Project Dunganon Scholarship Program in their lives. Without further much ado, I'll give you back to our event host, Mr. Melvin Err. And again, a warm welcome to each and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Albert. At this moment, the Project Dunganon Scholars have prepared a video presentation. Guys, let's watch this.
Project Dunganon scholarship opportunity has been one of the greatest blessings that comes into my life.
Project Dunganon has a big role in my success.
And this project was a doorway in gradually reaching my goals in life.
That opportunity was one of the reasons to what I am today and what I will be someday.
For me, Project Dunganon is an instrument to continue for college,
to achieve my educational and career goals,
change my life,
molded me into the person I am right now.
It's been an instrument of change in my life, especially to our family.
I am very grateful that I became part of the scholar.
It's a very big help.
You serve as a key to my dreams that I thought wouldn't be happen.
Project Dunganon becomes my stepping stone.
It really plays a big role on achieving my dreams in life.
For me, Project Dunganon is an instrument that made my life change.
I really thank you a lot for the help and the support that you have given me.
Para sa akin, ang Project Dunganon is napaka-life-changing talaga. At dahil dito, naging mas better person ako.
It's really inspiring that leads me to become who I am today.
Really a big help for me in achieving my goals in life.
Because of you, I have the confidence to raise my chin up high.
Ignited my path to the dream of becoming successful.
I would say that Project Dunganon Scholarship Program fueled up my vehicle of success, brought me here to where and what I am now.
I was able to go to my dream school.
Its support, especially in financial aspects, made me finish what I have started.
I was able to pursue my studies because of this Project Dunganon.
Nakapagtapos po ako ng pag-aaral.
At natulungan ko po ang aking pamilya.
I'm so thankful for your generosity, which has a big role in my life.
Project Dunganon Scholarship Program is a great help.
Words cannot explain how eternally grateful I am to Project Dunganon, who served as my guiding torch to reach my dreams in life.
Dunganon is one of the greatest gifts that came into my life.
PD Scholarship Program is a lifesaver. It gives me hope and inspiration to be optimistic in life despite poverty.
It helped me turn goals and aspirations into reality. Without it, life would have been a whole lot different.
For who I am now and for what I have now, Project Dunganon has been part of it. And to Project Dunganon, please continue to shower your blessings to our young focus.
I would like to say thank you so much for the scholarship opportunity that you had given me. I hope you continue to help more unfortunate but deserving students.
I hope that this program keeps on giving opportunities to those who are in need.
I hope and I pray that there will be more like me in the future whose lives will be changed by your program.
Please continue to help our young aspirants, our young dreamers for their individual growth and to the growth of society as well.
I hope that you continue to be a blessing to students who aspire to go to college and to be able to help their families as well in the future.
Tanida mo pa mo sa mabuligan.
To the NWTF Project Dunganon,
I pray that God will bless you more.
It is giving life to students' dream.
I hope you can help many other students succeed in their lives.
You are truly a blessing to those students who have ambitions in life.
To NWTF Project Dunganon, you're really doing an excellent job, mate.
I hope your mission and vision will continue at the same time your legacy.
I hope you will continue helping people who are in need.
Help them achieve their dreams.
Please continue on fulfilling others' aspirations. Please keep working for a better tomorrow.
My sincerest gratitude to NWTFI Project Dunganon.
Thank you for being a way to have a better life.
To all the staffs of Project Dunganon, thank you so much.
You are making a difference and impacting so many lives.
Thank you so much for the scholarship opportunity that you had given to me.
Continue to serve people who are in need of your assistance and continue to share your blessings to young people who have bigger dreams in life.
NWTF will be shaken with these two words. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat.
Madam, salamat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Madamo gid nga salamat.
Damogid nga salamat Project Dunganon.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Madam, ugid nga salamat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Project Dunganon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you and God bless.
Madamo nga salamat.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much.
I am a proud scholar of Project Dunganon and forever will be.
Oh, wow, it was a long journey for us guys. So moving on, the experience of this whole program is only to prove by someone who can testify the goodness of the Dunganon Scholarship. And to give his testimony, let us all welcome the Project Dunganon Tanawan Branch, Ma'am Ivy Chavez.
Hello everyone, good afternoon, especially kay Madam Corazon Hinares, kay Madam Susette Gaston, kay Sir Gilbert, and thank you po dahil inauna kami aming conference. And the rest ng mga scholars, hello, good afternoon. Once again, ako po si Ivy Chavez from Bantayan Island, Cebu. And thank you po. Una sa lahat, pasalamat ako sa opportunity na ibinigay sa akin para maibahagi kung gaano ako ka-blessed at paano nabago ng WTF Scholarship yung buhay ko. Ako po yung tipo ng tao na naniniwala na walang imposible kapag gusto mo yung isang bagay. At kung para sa iyo, magbibigay si God ng angel para tulungan ka. So, lumaki po ako sa pamilyang salat sa kayamanan. So, mahirap lang po kami. Yung papa ko is bicycle driver, tapos yung mama ko is isang kasambahay lamang sa family friend po namin. So, araw-araw, halos nakikita ko yung mga magulang ko na nahihirapan kasi kulang yung income. Napakadami namin utang dati. Araw-araw halos na problema kung saan kahanap ng gastos. Sa awa naman ng Diyos, biniyayaan niya ako ng katalinuhan. So, nagpursige po akong mag-aral and yun, nakapagtapos ako ng elementary as class valedictorian. Tapos, noong high school, nag-aral din ako ng high school. Tapos, medyo hirap din kasi nga dati wala pang malapit na school sa amin. So, gastos sa pamasahe, sa allowance. So, yun, struggle talaga sa akin yung pag-aaral. So, nung high school, napabarkada ako at sobrang down ko kasi alam ko sa sarili ko na hindi na nga ako makakapag-aral ng college. So, in-enjoy ko na lang yung high school life ko. Then, after high school, para matulungan yung pamilya ko, nagtrabaho ako. So, yun nga, nakapasok ako sa trabaho at unang trabaho ko po is naging tindera ako. So, 17 pesos per day yung sahod ko. Then after nun, so, halos lahat ng sahod ko binibigay ko sa pamilya ko. Then after nun, pumunta ako ng Maynila at naging kasambahay ako. So, yun nga, dahil maraming utang yung pamilya ko, wala din akong naipon. So, halos araw-araw, nagpipray po ako na sana may tumating na blessing or para mabago yung buhay ko. Then, one day, I received a call po from my mother na naghanap ng scholars yung ganon sa amin. Kasi bago pa lang ako sa Manila noon, hindi ako nakauwi. So after a year, kinulit-ulit yung mama ko ng LO nila kasi alam ng LO ni mama na kailangan talaga namin ng tutulong at isa ko sa
Well, I think Ivy, nawala yung signal ni Ivy.
Yes. So we should
So we can proceed.
So again, thank you so much, Ma'am Ivy, for your inspiring testimony that you shared with us, Ma'am Ivy. So thank you so much, Ma'am. So I hope everyone still have their stable connection because right now we'll be hearing the messages from our top management, starting with our very own executive director. Let us all welcome Ms. Suzette Gaston.
Okay. Good day again to everyone. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate all of you. It was so inspiring to listen to you and to realize that there are so many of you all over the world. So we are global. So I would like to say you're serving as an inspiration for all our PD scholars. And thanks to your determination and hard work, you have reached the point in your lives where the blessings that you have received. You know, when we started this program, it was to fulfill the dream your parents had for you. They wanted all of you to be equipped with learning that can help you in whatever field of endeavor you would want to pursue. So with your parents' hard work in maintaining a good record in NWTF, you were given the chance to avail of a scholarship grant as IUB was talking, and you did not waste it. And for everyone here, I'm sure your parents are proud of all you have and what you have become. I know that it was not easy for everyone to get this far, especially when there are so many challenges that would have discouraged you. Regardless of the challenges, you continued and you were able to succeed. I'd like to quote Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world." And WTF believes that providing free education is truly one of the ways of alleviating poverty. Today, as you embark in the formation of the alumni group with the collective goal of helping present and future generations of scholars, may you always continue to be Dunganon in all your endeavors. We hope that your life stories will continue to inspire more people to strive hard, to reach their goals, and to all the challenges in life. May you always remain positive and hopeful for I'm sure there are better days ahead of us. So once again, I congratulate you and wish you best of luck to all of us and all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mom Suzette. Next, to give us
Okay.
another message, let us all welcome our very own President of Dunganon Bank Incorporated. Let us all welcome Ma'am Corazon Hinares.
Best wishes to all of you. Congratulations to our PD and know that we are very proud of all of you. I remember we started this scholarship program as part of enhancing our services to our clients, your parents. We wanted to help them make their dreams a reality, not only to improve their quality of life and have better opportunities for their children and their families. When asked what their dreams are, they would always say, for my children to finish school and live a good life. And here we are today with you, our PD Scholar alumni. You have made your parents proud. Many of you are in your first jobs. You may have learned that finishing your education was only the beginning towards a better life. But from there, challenges have kept on coming, but your determination and all the lessons that you have learned have helped you arrive at where you are today. This pandemic has made all of us reflect on our lives. It has quieted the noise of everyday life, and made us ponder on what is truly important. This initiative of forming an alumni group to connect PD scholars and give back to PD scholars and WTF scholars of today and tomorrow is very admirable. I commend you all and wish this initiative much success. Education is very important in building a better future. With education, you can land jobs, start a business, and eventually help your family improve your lives. That is why we must never stop learning and take to heart the theme of this conference. We must always remain eager to discover something new. Make every day a learning experience. We wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you also, Ma'am Hinares. Thank you so much, Ma'am. Next, to give another message, let us all welcome our very own Assistant Director for Operations and Product Development. Let us all welcome Mr. Gilbert Stepan Ismaramba.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you, and of course, what I would like to recognize Manny Margate. I'm happy to see that he is here. He's the one who started this and implemented. So admit at first, uh, seeing all of you today, happy that was wrong, not right. Now, my message to you today is short. It has only 3 points: to yourself, your parents, and God. First of all, always believe in yourself. You have done so much. The struggles that you have done in life to get to school, get to college, has prepared you more than you know it. And always enjoy every day of your life. Continue to learn your work, in everything you do, because learning doesn't stop in college. Second is always remember your parents. Thank them for what they have done. They made all these things possible. It was their hard work that got you through college. And being a Dunganon member um, has helped you a lot them being a Dungano member has helped you a lot, especially your mothers, has helped you a lot to get where you are. Third is always go with God because you'll never be wrong when you go with God. Okay. So, and my last message is I just want to thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of this for this afternoon. It was so inspiring seeing all of you, all your messages, where you are right now. Um, it gives us more reason to do better and to do more. Thank you so much.
Thank you also, sir. Ma'am Hinares and Ma'am Corazon, thank you so much. So moving on. So according to Michael Porter, millennials are more aware of society's many challenges than previous generation and less willing to accept the maximizing shareholder value as a sufficient goal for the work. To introduce our source speaker, let us all welcome Mr. Jerson Ganza.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor for me to introduce our guest speaker for today. So I'll make it short because I'm sure our guest speaker doesn't want to be introduced very, very long, but want to be concise. And I say he's one of the most respected corporate executive in the country and leader in the Rotary Club of Manila Bay. He took his undergraduate from De La Salle University. That's Bachelor of Science in Commerce, major in accounting, and Bachelor of Arts, major in economics. He then proceeded his master's degree in business administration at University of Chicago in Illinois. Currently, is the first vice president of the Bankers Association of the Philippines and the vice chairman and president and CEO of East West Banking Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Antonio Moncupa.
Okay. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that kind introduction. Mayang hapon sa inyong lahat. Except that the introduction made me look like I'm a rich person. It's LaSalle, Chicago. But let me just share with you, I think I have a lot of commonalities with many of our scholars. My background is I was born to parents who completed second year high school. My father used to be a driver. He was a postman, cartero, and he started with nothing except a dedicated pursuit that they, just like all the parents, all your parents are trying to do to educate their children. And we are 9. So it's a lot of children. And in some ways, I'm also like you, I'm a scholar. I went to Chicago on a scholarship of International Exchange Bank. That's a very expensive master's degree that at that time I cannot afford. So fortunately, my employer thought it's okay to put me into a master's degree in business. Now, the topic, and of course, before I start, I also would like to Women for Tomorrow's Foundation, the Project Dungano, and of course, Gerson, for giving me this opportunity to be with you this afternoon. It's a great honor to share some of the things on this topic which has been assigned. It is the importance of millennials in the economic growth of the country. Just to make sure we are on the same plane, let us do some definition. The millennials are those who were born between 1981 and 1996, somewhere around 20 to 38 years old, which in the life cycle of human beings is the peak. Jose Rizal wrote his Noli at 24, he died at 33. Jesus Christ died at 33. Napoleon was crowned emperor at 35. So there's a lot of story at this age is the most productive. I'd say the millennials own the world now. It's yours. Right? So with that, in fact, if you're not the king yet, you're about to be the king of society. So there's a lot of importance for those who are the primary actors in our society, particularly on the economic sphere. Let's also define, because the topic is the importance of millennials in economic growth. What is economic growth? Economic growth is what happens when we increase output. Output, otherwise we know in its initials, GDP, gross domestic product, which is the sum total of all goods and services produced in the country. It's output. It's what we produce, goods and services. Okay. So how does it happen? How do you? So it happens that if you have more output, you have more economic growth. That's the way economics would measure economic growth. But the question is, how does one make growth possible? You know, economic growth happens when we build capital assets. Capital assets are what you have when you form businesses, when you increase the land, you make it productive, when you build factories, when you build buildings. In macro terms in government, when you build roads, bridges, airports, telecommunications, which makes business possible. Because when all those things are present, then business people could do their thing and produce output. But the other element of economic development is not only the capital asset, it is likewise, and more importantly, in my view, the human capital assets. Because after all, it is human beings who build capital. Therefore, when human capital is well developed, when it has improved capabilities, economic growth becomes possible. If you look at the history of the world, it is not the rich nations, rich in natural resources, that are economically affluent. It is, ironically, a lot of those countries which have more difficult natural resources. Those with winters, can you imagine? You cannot produce anything in winter. And yet, Europe, the US, the Nordic nations are more developed than those who has been endowed by nature with abundance of natural resources, like our country. Which brings me to the point that I think it is the human capital that determines economic development. Now, what allows human capital to evolve? What allows human beings to build capital? On a macro level, we start getting capital when we start producing surplus. We produce surplus when we produce more than what we consume. In the olden days, during the primitive days, whatever they produce, they eat, and that's about it. So society is so primitive. When production methodologies, because of human invention and human innovation, start to improve, they started to produce more. And when there is more than our basic needs, we go to the next level. Better basic needs, better housing, better education, better nutrition, and everything else that makes our lives a lot easier. Because we are capable of producing more. Therefore, it follows that if each one of us, each Filipinos could produce more, either by working harder and spending more time on work, using better tools, using better technology, we could increase our output. And that's how economic development happens. And it happens because we have the capabilities, and that capabilities lead us to procure more tools. Like in typical example, if we could carry 1 caban of rice on our back, that's okay. But if we have a cart and a carabao, we could carry 10 cabans of rice. If we have a tractor, we could carry 100 or 200, depending on the size of the truck. So it is not only human, but our capability to build the capital that will give us the capital resources that will increase output. Now, I always say that higher wages is not because labor is militant, right? How is it that wages in the more developed countries, in the United States, in Europe, in Japan, in Hong Kong, are higher than poorer countries? It is because they have bigger output. That's the end of it, right? No amount of demand, no amount of labor militancy will increase our wages. It will only increase unemployment. By the way, that's another thing. It's not like I didn't come to LaSalle and go to work after that. The truth is, I spent 4 years as an activist before I went to my career. So I know labor militancy. I know how it is to be militant because I came from that side. And a lot of the things I've learned before, I thought things doesn't work as simple as it seems because economic development is a function of our know-how and the tools that we have. If you want to build a better society, output has to increase. If output has to increase, we need to be more productive as individuals. The sum total of our productivity, each one of us, will produce a better nation that will best serve the Filipinos. So what allows us to be productive? If we productivity, let's measure in terms of every unit of measure. For example, if one day a laborer could produce 10 and with better tools and better skills, he could produce 20, that just doubles the output per unit of labor. If you're planting sugar cane and you used to produce zero point 0.5 pickles per hectare, and because of better technology, better know-how, you could now produce 1.5 or even 2, because Negros is known to produce higher in terms per hectare. Then, the same amount of resources could give you better output. And that is what productivity and economic development happens. So that happens because we have the competencies, we have the knowledge, we have the know-how. But know-how and competencies that are not used is like idle land. It's useless. So there are two things. We develop our capability and we have a good attitude towards work. Combined, we're capable and we're willing to work. There's no doubt we will all move ahead. So why is economic development important? I think the answer is obvious, but let me belabor the obvious. Bigger output will make our lives more comfortable. Definitely. Bigger output likewise opens up better opportunities for everyone. That means there will be higher demand for employment, there will be higher demand for labor, there will be competition for human resources, and that competition will push up wages. It would lead, and with higher salaries and higher wages, it would lead to a more comfortable life. When we go beyond basics likewise, we have more room to innovate and to invent new things. As we invent new things and innovate, making things more productive, then again, we further improve our way of life or our economic status. And that is the virtuous cycle that we hope will happen because more productivity would lead to even more productivity. Okay. So we have defined the millennials and we have some idea of how economic development happens. Now let's talk about why it's important for millennials to get it. Right? Cecil said, and it's true, the youth is the hope of the fatherland. For many reasons, as our earlier speakers mentioned, we have the most capacity. You, baby boomer, which is I understand now among youth, it's a pejorative term. I'm a proud boomer because you are unencumbered by the past. You are more exposed to modernity. You grew up, many of you are digital natives. We are digital adapters, or many of us are digital Jurassics. And you have developed better habits because you've been exposed to better things. Right? You have a whole future ahead of you. You could do a lot more things. And what you do now will have profound and big changes impact to our society. Their momentum, if that happens, can change everything for the good of the Philippines. And when everybody is better off, I think we will have a better nation. How do we become more productive? We become more productive if we have the competencies or capabilities. Competencies translates eventually to capabilities. If we know, you could do things better. If we know, we are not afraid. If we know wrongly, we act wrongly. Remember, during the olden times, those who believed that the earth was flat wouldn't venture out to the sea. Eh baka mahulog sila sa dulo, di ba? So they just confine, they can't explore because they have the wrong knowledge. Those who believe that the sun revolves around the sun, right? Okay, everything revolves around the earth will concoct theories that will not lead to proper scientific findings. Right? So knowledge is very, very important. Okay? So how do you build knowledge? How do you do that? We improve, first the sequence is you improve your knowledge, then your competencies, and that translates into capabilities. Right? We do that by studying, by improving our stock of knowledge, and likewise mastering them. How do you master your field of expertise? Unfortunately, there has been nothing found except for one response. You do it through sheer hard work. Nothing more, nothing less. There will be a few exceptions, but there are exceptions. I don't know if you've encountered the book. Theory is, all competencies is built over time. The best work of the masters didn't happen when they were starting. It happened over time as they develop. Okay? It happened after they have experience, right? Like even in sports, that is true. Michael Jordan is probably the best basketball player this world has seen. But the guy would practice 4 to 6 hours every day. You know, there was that Olympic swimmer who got her 8 golds. But the guy would work 8 hours every day to practice in the swimming pool. Right? It is said that the Beatles became one of the greatest band because for 3 years, every day, they were in Germany, doing a gig in a small pub. So through practice, they've learned. So it's important that we know the theory and we practice because theory and practice complement and reinforce each other. I use theory not necessarily what we learned only in school. When we indulge ourselves in the work of others, as we try to look at their insights and concepts, that is learning theory. And learning never stops, as has been mentioned many times in this affair. Now, I will make a boast. I will tell you that I am probably one of the most studious person in East West Bank. And I think that it's not a secret. I always say this is my secret, but it's not. Let me also share with you, I was never an exemplary student. In fact, from my time from grade school to college, I was never an honor student. But after college, I studied a lot. And I studied a lot not only in terms of my MBA, but I studied a lot in terms of reading, in terms of studying. Every time I don't know anything, now it's easier, unlike during our time. No? All you need to do is go to Google. You want to learn something, go to YouTube. Practically everything is there. Knowledge has been democratized in the advent of the internet. If you want to learn, you practically could learn anything. There are so many tutorials, there are so many educational materials that we could find online. And not only from those sources, we could learn, of course, from books, we could learn from films, we could learn from each other, we could learn from many sources. It is good to learn from one experience, but it is cheaper and faster and far wider if we learn from the experience of others. Right? Because we don't need to make the same mistakes. Right? And the more we know, the more productive we become. The wider our competencies, the better we could see how things work. The more wide it is, the more we could make the connections. And what I've observed is that if you know little things or things in different subjects, the better for you. I would say that even if I'm an accountant or I took up economics, but my liberal arts inclination, I find it very, very useful in navigating my career and my work because liberal arts teaches you how the world operates. Philosophy, history, it's rich with a lot of insights which you could use day to day in your work life. Combined with the technical subjects, combined with the sciences, it is a very beautiful, it creates a very beautiful synergy that could be most useful in trying to frame situations, in trying to solve problems. Every field of human endeavor is important. It is up to our discernment of what we take up or what interests us. But I think the point I'd like to make is that, you know, no matter what you do, no matter what or your occupation is, your limit is only your ambition. Right? If you aim high and you're willing to put the work required to achieve what you aim for, you will certainly achieve that. But there's a colatilla. If you are realistic, you know, a dream that is impossible because it's not realistic. It's nothing. It's just a wish. One important concept, if we are to progress, we got to have an honest assessment of how things are. So I've learned a lot from many people, both from heroes and villains, from the great presidents and historical figures, the great business leaders who have accomplished a lot, from political leaders, including rebels. Because people who have achieved something certainly have worked hard for it. For nothing of great importance is ever accomplished without the corresponding great work. So we learn from the good things as well as from the bad things. We learn from our mistakes as well as the mistakes of others. We learn from the triumphs, from our triumphs. We learn from our failures. And again, as I say, learning is cumulative. It depends over time, by practice, by work. When we are knowledgeable and we work hard, we become more productive. When we are productive, we become more valuable. When we are valuable, jobs and opportunities will seek us. And believe me, it will. Right? Think about it. Do you wish to work with somebody who is not knowledgeable, or is lazy, or is not reliable? Other people are just like us. We like to work with somebody who we could rely on, who has integrity, and who is honest about what they do. Right? So, to all the millennials, to all of you, now it's your time. It is important that every generation leaves behind to the next generation something to build on. And the incoming generation will pick it up and improve on it. If all millennials will start working harder than the previous generation of Filipinos, our generation, if you train yourselves better, if you deal fairly with each other, think what will happen. You could produce more because you know more. You could produce more because you work harder. And all those production would eventually result in more capital goods, more factories, more employment. And those businesses will pay taxes, which will be used to build roads, bridges, airports, all the infrastructure, which will again invite business to put up more businesses, which will again increase employment, and then on until one day we become a first world. It will also educate more Filipinos because once the government will have the necessary funds coming from our taxes, we will have better education, we will have better health, and we will have a better life for everyone. And working hard has no constraint. We could start at the bottom But if we make ourselves valuable and we are realistic that we are really valuable, then we will rise. And if all the millennials could do that, you will lay a very strong foundation for a more prosperous Philippines. Thank you and for this opportunity. Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat.
Thank you also, Sir Mancopa, for sharing with us a lot of information that we can really use and reflect on us as responsible millennials. At this point, we will now be presenting the Certificate of Appreciation to our guest speaker. Let me read you the content of the certificate. Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Antonio Mancopa in grateful acknowledgement and sincere appreciation of his invaluable service rendered as resource speaker during the Project Dunganon Scholars Conference 2020. Signed, Joanne Tanteras, the Project Dunganon Scholars Circle President. Thank you so much, Sir Mancopa.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Wish you all the best for the coming days. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat po.
So much.
Thank you, sir. All right. This time, this is the most awaiting part of the program, the induction of Project Dunganon Scholars Alumni Officers newly elected. I will give you the floor, Sir Albert.
It is my honor to present to you all our elected officers for the Project Dunganon Scholars Circle, starting with the President, Joanne Tanteras, the Vice President, Linji Isaac Yulo, Secretary, Verna Mancao, Treasurer, Gia Baryon, Auditor, Mark Anthony Jabuco, Event and Project Coordinators, Carla Akdol, Sheila Mershine Aguas, Jeline Altalaguer, Carl Tapis Jr., and the following are the representative per province. For the Negros Occidental North Representative, Ms. Gisa Joy Mendoza. For Negros Occidental South, Joren Saulda. Negros Oriental Representative, Remart Dopol. Palawan Representative, Chesteren Talili. For Cebu, Miguela Lauron. For DBI Bantayan, Julius Chavez. For Samar, Mark Francis Hakla. For Leyte, John Alpi Sanchez. For Iloilo, Pearl Tricia Agolito. May I request Ms. Maria Nicole Baroy to induct the following elected officers.
Thank you, Sir Albert. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Do they have the copy of the oath, sir, or will they be repeating this after me?
They have.
They have a copy. Okay. So let's recite this together. Officers, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's start. Let's do this together. Please state your name.
I,
Joanne Tanteras.
I Carlito Itapis Jr.
Having been elected as, please state your position.
Having been elected as
event coordinator
later
Of Project Dunganon Scholars Circle for the year 2020-2021.
for Project Dunganon Scholar Circle
2020 to 2021.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
Do
hereby solemnly swear
That I will faithfully discharge.
that I
will
faithfully
discharge
To the best of my ability.
to the best of my
ability
The duties of my present position.
the duties of my present position.
And abide by the future.
and abide by the Constitution
And bylaws of my organization.
And
bylaws of my organization.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Congratulations, everyone.
All right. There you have it, our Project Dunganon Scholars officers for the year 2020 and 2021. So congratulations to all of you. Hoping you all to be responsible and dedicated officers to make these organizations prosper. Again, congratulations and God bless you all. So for the first time of the history of Project Dunganon Scholar, we'll be witnessing the inaugural address of our newly elected president. Let us all welcome Ma'am Joanne Tanteras.
Thank you so much, Melvin. To our beloved guest, Ma'am Giuseppe Stone, our Executive Director, Ma'am Carzan Inares, President, Dunganon Bank, Sir Gilbert Stefan Maramba, Assistant Director for Operations and Product Development, Mr. Antonio Mancupa, our resource speaker. Thank you, sir, for that very enlightening message you shared. That was such a very inspiring one. Sir Manuel Margate, our former father in CSD, Client Services Department. My immediate supervisor, the very witty Miss Nicole. Hi, Miss. And Sir Albert Saison, our guiding light throughout our scholarship grant, colleagues, co-alumni, our mothers out there that are now living during Ganon Dreams, good evening. Today, we are celebrating the unforgettable greatness of NWTF Project Dunganon in our lives. The success stories of every young people's lives you have touched is soaring up high. I know Doc Cecile, as she is watching over us from heaven, she is one of the proudest. Mom Chi and Mom Cora, in behalf of all the scholars, from the bottom of our hearts, a million thanks for being the wind beneath our wings. The gratefulness in our hearts will not just end from our college diplomas, but we will carry it through as long as we live. As the number of the successful alumni scholars are increasing, we would like to also extend the goodness that Project Dunganon had given us. As your inaugurated president of Project Dunganon Scholar Circle, together with our sets of officers, we have projects in line. Our first and priority project is the Project Pay It Forward. It is an initiative project of Jerson Genza, our project coordinator, and this is a Scholar Sending Scholars project. We aim to support a deserving young individual or individuals on their way to achieve their college degree. So, we are needing the support of our alumni scholars who is able to give 100 pesos a month as a contribution. So, are you in, guys? There are some who had already communicated their pledges to this project, so I would like to say thank you in advance. Also, we are proposing some projects like school opening drive, the Sagot Ko Gamit Mo, linkages for the PD scholars alumni for job placement, establishing the Project Dunganon Scholars Association, and the fundraising activities for our circle. As your president and the rest of our officers, we need your utmost support to put these projects into reality. I hope all of you will say yes in these endeavors. Let us be one towards this common goal, and remember always that in everything we do it for the glory of God. I am thrilled on the ripple effects of Project Dunganon's goodness in helping the poorest and deserving young people like us. The Project Dunganon, or to Project Dunganon, as you have touched our lives and transformed our future, we will also be a blessing to other young people like us, who also aspires to go to college but cannot afford. We are one in holding up towards NWTF's vision of becoming an institution of change, building vibrant Dunganon communities. I and am forever grateful, a proud scholar, now an employee of Negros Women for Tomorrow Foundation and a maker of change. To end this, I am leaving you a quote from Mother Teresa. It says, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. Kudos, Neros Women for Tomorrow's Foundation, Project Nongganon, and God bless everyone, especially our alumni scholars and to our coming scholars. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you also, Ma'am Joanne. For the closing remarks, let us all welcome Mr. Manuel Margate.
Good day to all of us who are present today. And I would like to make mention to our executive director who is present, the president of the bank, and the CEO of East West Bank, who spoke about the importance of millennials in economic growth. Secondly, I would like to acknowledge also the parents of Project Nongganon scholars because through them, this scholarship was given to their children who are qualified to join. In fact, our first entrance in the community, our clients, the parents, the poorest of the poor parents with only the income generating survival skills. Okay? Through that, we were able to identify the needs of our poor clients. As mentioned in their yung 11 decision, one is sending children to school. So what we did, in fact, I would like to correct our product director earlier because he mentioned about me starting the scholarship program. It was not me. It was the executive office who started the scholarship program through then Marilyn was with the executive director, Dr. Cecil. Okay? Now, as we grow as an institution, we were able to develop more services, not only scholarship for our clients. For example, the provision of training to the mothers so that the business will become better. Okay? And the identification of other services needed like the medical mission. That was the start of the client services department. And it's not only scholarship, so we have the medical mission, we have the client training. Now, client services is now a major activity of Tigros Women for Tomorrow's Foundation, which is non-financial services. According to the then Secretary of the United Nations, a microfinance without a non-financial services is plain and simple lending. But we are not a lending institution. NWPF is a microfinance institution providing financial and non-financial services. So I would like to congratulate our scholars today. Nasa malayong lugar na, nasa Amerika, nasa Thailand, nasa ibang lugar. Very successful na sila. Ang iba nakapwesto na sa atin. Ang masasabi ko lang sa kanila, expand your horizon. Expand your horizon. Go into business, but do not forget to pay forward. Help others who are in need also. Thank you, parents, because without them, hindi po mangyari ang scholarship nito. All this, papasalamatan natin sa Panginoon. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, Sir Manuel Margate.
Thank you, Sir Manny.
So I would like also to acknowledge the presence to our communications and events, Ma'am Noel Grace Marie Ibarra, our Supervisor Client Service Department, Ma'am Prissy Joy Alindao, our Clients Training and Awareness Unit Officer, Mr. Jester Catalista, and also Mr. Jurel Sumbilia. So thank you also everyone for your participation in this conference. I hope you enjoyed the program. At isang karangalan na akong naging host sa conference na ito. And I hope and I wish you have a good day everyone. Thank you and good afternoon.